government getting here into day 5 of 11 days of Rembernces. The descent in the desert. During the 9 months following the outbreak of war between Nazi Germany and the Western Allies, a squat, middle-aged veteran named Benito Mussolini had been watching from Rome, with mounting jealousy while the war machine of his pal Adolf Hitler overran much of Europe, calling himself Douche and facing himself his last of the Caesars. The Italian dictator declared war on Great Britain on June 10, 1940. Mussolini already had 250,000 service personnel in the vast desert of Liberia, North Africa, under the command of 58-year-old Marshal Rudolph Gazzolini. Plans called for division eastward to seize the great British naval base at Alexandria, Egypt. Then pushed on and captured to the Suez Canal, which conducted the Red Sea and the south to the Mediterranean on the north. Great Britain, meanwhile, had assembled in Egypt a force virtually called the Army of the Nile under the command of one-eyed General Admiral Warfield. There were only 36,000 service personnel in his force. Many of his troops were either untrained or administrative personnel. There was no hope of rapid reinforcement. When Gazzolini struck, the British had a fallback and Italian forces fired eastward into Egypt, the north, and a sector along the Mediterranean. Remote, however, returned until on the way from England, after British leaders learned from Paris intercepts that Adolf Hitler had entered off Operation Sea Lion, the invasion of Great Britain, until the reinforcements arrived in Egypt. It was crucial the Warfield hoped the Gazzolini on the true British strength and force plans. The most difficult was handed to 41-year-old Colonel on Warfield's staff, Dead Lee W. Crockwell, passed in London a few months earlier. Cook had been responsible for engineering an official action that created the Royal Elite Heavy as a mission was to harass the Germans across the English Channel. Now in the North African desert, Clark ensured the descent of up of then of the departed shame. None he had powerful force. Hundreds of tanks made of rubber that were blown up like balloons were sources of artillery pieces, trucks, and prime movers to give the impression that the heavy force was pushing to ensure Gazzolini's forward element over the Mediterranean coast. Clearly, had dummy necessary planes would pick up the new developments. Clark knew the Clark launched the P.D. Resistance. The number of Arabs were recruited to being their camels and horses, which dragged large planks behind them to stir up enormous clouds of dust. When seen from the air, these actions looked like long columns of tanks on the move. After the while British anti-aircraft guns kept Italian reconnaissance planes high in the air, so their photographs would not give away what was really happening below. From what photographs reports of heavy British movements by Italian forces on the ground, Marshal Ganellini that the wall Marshal cloaked and dagger operatives also prepared the Italians to think the code learned from wireless intercepts that heavy British reinforcements were on the way to Egypt, which was true. The Duca caused Gasolini to be even more high-ends. From that, he might be cut off by a powerful tank assault against his right flank. Gasolini ordered his forces to halt and dig in. By the time the Italian marshal apparently realized that he had been bamboozled, it was too late. The tank and infantry reinforcements had arrived from England. That was it. See, veteran. It looks like they're. So I'll just have a tea or a coffee with them, and yeah, and maybe I just want to get a friend. And I think veterans of World War I, World War II, that can make these videos and be free. Well, that's it, and stay tuned tomorrow for day 6.